Hey everybody, I'm Mike Contant. Recently I've gotten several questions about what's the proper and legal age by which someone can have sex. I got the same question about 3 times in the last month. Most recently I got it just the other day. Let me read to you what this person wrote so you understand what I'm talking about. He writes, I'm 18, my girlfriend is 17. I'm in Massachusetts where the age of consent is 16. Is it legal for us to have sex? And then he goes on to write, I'm just unsure if this would be statutory rape because she is technically a minor, but the age of consent is 16. I'm so confused. So just like this kid is so confused about whether or not he can have sex with his 18-year-old girlfriend, I figure a lot of other people, both parents and teenagers, are confused about these issues as well. So I wanted to make this video to talk about that. First thing I want to say is there's 3 ages that you really want to pay attention to, okay? Ages 14, ages 16, and ages 18. They all have their own legal significance that I'm going to talk about right now. The first is age 14. Age 14 is really the first age at which anybody can actually consent to any type of sexual activity, including things like groping in the breast area or the butt area or the groin area. If you're under the age of 14, you don't have the legal ability to say yes to that type of activity. Now, an example would be, again, a 14-year-old boyfriend and a 13-year-old girl, and the girl is saying to the boyfriend, no, I want you to touch me here, it's okay, don't worry about it. I really do want that. But the problem is the 13-year-old, in the eyes of the law, even though the person's saying that and they might be of sound mind, not be intoxicated or anything like that, the law doesn't allow them to actually allow that activity on their own body. They say that person does not have the legal ability to say yes in that circumstance. So anyone on the age of 14 can't agree to any type of touching like that legally, or else the other person who's doing the touching could technically be charged with indecent assault and battery on a person under the age of 14. Okay. Now, the next age you want to think about is 16. As this person alluded to here, in Massachusetts, the legal age of consent for actual sexual intercourse is 16. And sexual intercourse doesn't just mean sex as everyone understands it to be, a man putting his penis in the vagina of another person, of a woman. It also includes putting any type of penetration into the vaginal area, into the anal area. It also includes the different types of oral sex that people may be having. So keep that in mind. Those are all considered sexual intercourse under the statutory rape statute here. Okay, so keep that in mind. And if you're under the age of 16, you do not have the ability to say yes to sex. So no, in another example, this person has a 16-year-old boyfriend and she is 15 years old. The girl does not have the ability to say yes to her boyfriend, to say, yes, I want to have sex with you, and vice versa. Quite frankly, the girl could be older and the boy could be under the age of 16. It doesn't matter. And they could both be under the age of 16, and theoretically, they would have just committed statutory rape upon each other. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's unfortunately how the law works. A person under the age of 16 just does not legally have the right to say yes, even if in every other way it seems consensual. Okay. Now, another thing I want to bring up that doesn't directly relate to actual touching and sexual intercourse is taking photos. These days, everybody's got a cell phone and they all have cameras, and there's a lot of pictures going back and forth. Everyone's heard of sexting, sending pictures of genitalia to each other, and that happens, and it happens a lot with kids these days, unfortunately, on platforms like Snapchat and just regular text messaging. So you got to be really careful about that as well. The reason for that is because anyone who has any nude pictures of someone under the age of 18 is considered child pornography. So in this scenario, of the question that was being asked, the person is 18, his girlfriend's 17. There's no problem there. They can have sex. That's not an issue. That's legal. Okay. However, if she sends him any nude pictures of herself or he takes any nude pictures of her, that is a violation of the child pornography statutes. If they're sent out to anybody else, it's a whole different violation. And simply because the way the statute is written is that any pictures, nude pictures of a person under the age of 18 is considered child pornography. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, say in this scenario where they can have sex, but they can't have photos of each other, or at least they can have photos of her until she turns 18. It may not make a lot of sense, but unfortunately, that's the way the law is right now as it relates to child pornography. So like I said, the three ages to pay attention to: age 14, the first age which any sexual contact short of intercourse, and different types of intercourse, is allowed. That's the first age which a person can consent to that. Age 16 is the first age at which someone can consent to sexual intercourse. Age 18 is the age at which a nude photo or something like that could be taken of the person without it being child pornography. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, please feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, or just leave me a comment below the video. I'd be happy to speak with you about it.